Hello friends, thank you for joining in today's session of Get Inspired Little Inspirations, and this is Mauri Jayaraman. I'm the founder of Get Inspired, and in today's session I'm going to share with you a simple tip that could really help you improve your productivity just say about 10 times more than what you're doing today. Before even I get started, I just want to clear off a misconception many have. People usually think that they're very productive if they're kind of busy throughout the day and they're doing too many activities in a particular day. Now what happens with these people is that usually very religiously every morning they kind of take up this to-do list and kind of fill up the entire list with too many activities that they feel like completing for that particular day, and at the end of the day they feel very frustrated that only to find out that they've completed only half of what they've written, and most importantly they kind of lost track of themselves in this huge meaningless task throughout the day that they kind of missed to complete one of the most important and critical tasks that could have made a huge difference to their work life. This happens most of the time. It used to happen to me before I kind of shifted my gear from to-do list to something which I'm going to share with you today. Now, let me make it clear that productivity is not about doing more. Productivity is about giving more value for less. Let me repeat it for you again, that productivity is not about doing more, it's about giving more value for less. It's not about quantity, it's about quality, right? It's not about how many things you completed, it's about what you completed that makes a lot of difference. Now, if you kind of study a lot of the successful people, let it be Steve Jobs, let it be Jack Welch, any person who you think is very productive in the industry, who's very successful, who's a millionaire, billionaire, probably a genius too. If you kind of study their interviews, I have never ever seen them mention even one single time that to-do list is something which they followed and that really helped them kind of become successful. But on the other hand, what I've actually saw is that they talk about they're focusing on minimal stuff. They're talking about focusing on critical few that really made a lot of difference to them. Now, I think that's what we need to do as well. So my recommendation is throw away your to-do list and kind of start using something called as must-do list. It's a must-do list. It's not a to-do list. Now, what's the difference? It's a huge difference. Now, the first one is psychological. Because to-do list is kind of overwhelming with tasks, right? So it kind of gives a signal to your brain that you have all the good intentions to kind of complete it, but most of the time you don't. But on the other hand, a must-do list, just because of the word must-do, it will kind of signals your brain that you need to complete that particular task for that particular day. No exception, no choice, period. Now, to-do list is more of intentions, whereas must-do list is more of compulsion, and our brain is kind of mapped or it's kind of designed in such a way that it kind of operates and reacts, or reacts is probably the wrong word, probably I should say responds much more effectively to compulsion and pressure than actually having good intentions, right? A lot of times with good intention we start projects but we don't complete it, but when you're forced to do something with a deadline, you tend to complete it. Now, the second difference is, unlike to-do list, must-do list just usually has about only 2 to 3 tasks which are very critical. You know for sure what is very critical for your work, right? So, those tasks which you need to get it completed that particular day. Otherwise, it's going to have a huge impact to your work, right? So, those are the kind of tasks you put into your must-do list. So, it usually has only about 2 to 3. So, it's easy to focus on and easy to create value on. Now, the third thing is the task you put into this particular list is usually mapped with your goal. And that brings the difference. So unlike the to-do list, must-do list focuses more in terms of what are the things you do. It helps you focus on doing the right things. It helps you to complete tasks which are aligned to your goals. And the only commitment you need to have is what you put in the must-do list, you completed that particular day. Otherwise, you're not going home. That's about it. And that makes a huge difference, right? Now, one thing we need to understand is you're only as valuable as the value you produce, right? Let me say it for you again. You're only as valuable as the value you produce, and you can only produce value when you're doing and working on activities which are designed, which are mapped to your goals, and you're delivering results and creating value. And that's what the must-do list kind of helps out with. So, enough said. I encourage you to stop using a to-do list and start using your must-do list and go out into the world and make all the difference. Thank you for watching this video, and if you like the content, please give me a thumbs up, and please do share your comments. I will definitely read and respond to that. I would like to hear your stories and feedback as well. And oh yeah, don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more interesting and useful and practically implementable ideas and inspirations which can make a difference to your life. Until then, it's me, MJ, signing off for you, and see you next time. Until then, stay motivated, stay focused, and be inspired. Cheers. Bye bye.